I mean, is it wobbling on you, right? There's this massive globe ball that is floating in space. Isn't that amazing? At massive speeds. We're moving probably at hundreds of miles per second. You don't feel a thing. How is it that a planet is moving at hundreds of miles per second and you don't have to worry about your hair, right? Isn't that amazing? How is that possible? Al-Latif made it possible. And it is for us to live these quiet, peaceful lives without sensing the abrupt movement of things. All these are manifestations of Al-Latif. Bottom line of this name, brothers and sisters, which was really manifested in the life of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the lesson that I really want to convey to all of you today is that Allah is present in your life right now. That's number one. That He is disposing of your affairs, steering you from step to step, stage to stage, phase to phase, in a way that is most beneficial for you. Through means that are very mysterious to you, that are very discreet and subtle, that you do not understand or feel, just as you don't feel the air. Make sense? Right? And that for us to start questioning those stages and why they're occurring is a display of ignorance. He knows what is best for you, and He knows what is best for you, and He knows when it is best to give you that thing. So sometimes we ask for things, changes in our lives, a cure for our illness right now, that can ultimately disrupt that gradual growth process for you. You see, the seed, brothers and sisters, Allah knows when it has to grow, how it has to grow, and when it can germinate. There's a process and a journey for it. It cannot overnight, 0 to 60 miles per hour, come out of the earth. Allah taught us this beautiful way of growing things, just as a baby grows in front of our eyes. Intellects grow over time. Bodies grow over time. Minds, knowledge, everything needs time. You need time. What we want is quick changes to our lives. So I want the cure to my illness right now. I want to be able to understand right now. I want my faith to grow right now. I want answers right now. But you know what Allah says? God says, maybe it isn't time for you to understand. Just as that seed cannot come out of this earth right now, there is a time for it to germinate. Your mind, the germination time is not for it right now. Faith. If you had all the answers right now to your faith questions, and if it's so perfect, then what's the point of growth? What's the point of going through life and learning, right? And trusting. If everything is given to you right now, there is no growth process, there is no test. So Allah says, maybe your intellect is not ready for you to understand. And maybe if you understood right now, you will not trust in me and you will not learn the bigger lessons. Make sense? All that, brothers and sisters, is a name Al-Latif. So I'm going to share with you a story that really illustrates this, that I hope all of us would reflect on, inshallah, before we open the floor for questions. Because I think it really brings it home. The story of Yusuf alayhi salam, Joseph. I want to ask you a question. We all know the story of Joseph, and we can easily link that back to the life of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We all know what happened to Joseph. Joseph struggled a lot from the first moment he came into life, right? Till he, well, the first few years of his life were untested, but he reaches 9 and 10, and the serious test of his life begins with jealousy from his brothers, and that turned into hate. So much hate that they wanted to kill him and take him away from his parents. Right? We know the story very well. You would think, okay, pause here. What has a young child who's 9 or 10 years of age, what evil has he done to deserve having a family around him, having 10 siblings seeking to kill him? What have you done? How many of us would say right there, that is such an injustice. Oh God, why have you done this? Oh God, why are you allowing children to be killed? How often do we have found ourselves asking these questions? How come I'm doing everything right in my life, and all these people who are doing nothing but awful things, it's working out so well for them. They're married, they're having the best jobs, they have a lot of money, they have a lot of help. Meanwhile, all that I have is problems, problem after problem. I'm trying my best to make it work. I'm trying to ask you, oh God, and I'm trying to worship, but all I see is bad things happening in my life. How often do we say this? And if we don't say it about ourselves, we start saying it in relation to others. Like, oh God, look at the war. How come this is happening and there's no end to it? We're not understanding. I'm going to tell you right now. If Yusuf stopped there, he was thrown into the well, right? Left to die. Imagine if he was actually saved at that point and returned to his father. What would happen to the story? What happens at the end of the story, 40 years later? What's going to happen to Yusuf? I'm going to go through the episodes quickly. He gets thrown into a well. He gets snatched by a caravan. The caravan ends up being a people who are very profiteers, right? They're like, ooh, a child. And at the time, if you get yourself over a child like that, you can sell him for a good amount of money. So instead of looking to see who's his family and return him, what did they do? Hid him to sell him. They took him into another land. Yusuf becomes a refugee, right? Literally being thrown into a foreign land at the age of 10. Can you imagine like a problem in our lives like that? Sold as a slave, then sold as a slave, then ending up in a home where, as he grows older, the wife of his master seduces him, and then he gets slandered and falsely accused and then thrown into prison for 10 years. Who would take that? Tell me right now. Compare it to your problems and ask, why is this happening to me? Imagine if Yusuf, all he did was like, why? This is not fair, it's not fair, it's not fair. Right? Imagine, go backward now. Imagine if he was snatched out of the well and returned back to his family. Or imagine as soon as he got sold as a slave, he never grew up in the house of his master, or got thrown into prison. Or imagine if he was exited from his prison and again returned back to his family before interpreting the dream of the king. What happens at the end of the story? Tell me in one word. Who does he become? The savior of Egypt and the entire region. He becomes one of the most prominent chief in Egypt. The man they came to, the entire area, region, to save Egypt because he learned the skill of not knowing how to manage finances and the treasury, and he knew how to interpret dreams, and everybody looked at Yusuf as the savior. How did they know about this? We know the story. It happened in prison. Because he interpreted the dream of someone. Who, by the way, the guy that he interpreted his dream, or the two people, left prison before him. You would think, what? One of them, like, normal people who've done nothing good in their lives probably, left prison before the innocent man? You think this is not fair. One of them ends up getting killed, and the other ends up being a servant. And the servant gets out of prison to tell the king, by the way, I know of someone who interprets dreams. Now I want to ask you a question. Who's shaping all this in his life? What's the name of Allah? Latif. No one senses it. Yet, he is putting in his life all the conditions, the people, the circumstances on a journey that he does not understand. Yusuf didn't know where he was going in this life. He just lived his day in the best way he can. As good, as trusting of God as he can be, planting his good seeds. Not asking, why is this happening to me? It's not fair. Because he understood his life is in the hands of a Latif. And a Latif is steering him step by step, and at the right time, things will open up. This illogical journey, what appeared to be evil, had a mysterious ending. He leaves prison, brothers and sisters, as a hero, with his name cleared, and appointed to be the chief of finance and the treasury in Egypt, and everybody saying, no one like Yusuf. Now, go backward. If he was snatched out of the well and returned to his parents, what would have happened in the story? Would it be as interesting? Would he become the savior of the area? No way. Meaning that the struggles that were placed in his path, which were impossible, right, to deal with, were the vehicles for him to become the hero that he became. If we didn't see the end of the story, none of us would accept the life of Yusuf as ours, would we? Would you say, hey, I'm going to offer you, great offer, everyone. I'm going to throw you in a well, right? Left to die, but you'll get saved, then you'll be sold as a slave, you'll be thrown out of your country as treated as a refugee. Go ask Syrian refugees how life is as a refugee right now, right? Left to beg, and then thrown into a home of somebody. Then you'll get slandered, by the way, by your community, and they'll start talking about you. You'll be seduced by someone. You'll have to deal with that test. Do you think that's an easy test? Someone to seduce you, to invite you to something illicit, and you have to resist this, and it's your master, and then they'll throw you in prison for 10 years. Would you take that? I don't know about you, I would never take that, right? But what if I reveal to you, unfold for you the ending of the story? I say, but you become the champion of this globe. You're probably like, let me take that back, right? Interesting. Hero whose name is commemorated throughout the ages. Would you take that, brothers and sisters? Seriously. Would you accept the life of Joseph right now? Knowing the end. Seriously, who would? Would you? I would sign up anytime. 40 years, sure, I'll sign up, but my name will be commemorated, right? In the books, as the hero. Brothers and sisters, in the grand scheme of things, the 40 years were nothing. But because we don't see the end, we don't trust. Allah is demanding of us to say, trust me. It's all great for you, but I cannot teach you now. You're not ready for it. It's like children. I'm a father. My 2 8-year-old twins will never understand the why. Like if I tell them, hey, Baba, go to bed 8:30. It's like, why? Go to school. Why? Take the medicine. Why? I love when my son tells me, I learned everything possible in life. I don't know why you're sending me to school. Like literally tells me, I know everything. I'm like, you know everything? He says, yeah, I know everything. I don't understand why you're sending me to school. I don't get it. Now I'm like, okay, let me take you into the future. It's like it doesn't work. I'm living now, right? I don't know about your future. Brothers and sisters, it is difficult to accept our realities. It's all about trusting the one who has fashioned it for you. He's so present, but he's discreet. Think of the seed that comes out at the right time. Think of the story of Yusuf or the story of Musa, right? Brothers and sisters, the story of Musa is amazing. In Surah Al-Kahf, you remember the story when he went with the Khidr, the wise man? You see, Musa thought or claimed in front of his people that he knew there was no one more knowledgeable than him. And he didn't do it arrogantly. It's just that his people were arrogant and he wanted to teach them a lesson. So somebody asked, oh Musa, who is the most knowledgeable person on earth? And he's like, what's up with you people? Don't you, I'm here in front of you, I'm a messenger of God, right? And you're asking who's the most knowledgeable? That's their level of arrogance. So he said, by the way, I am the most knowledgeable. So what did Allah say? Musa, no, right? Let me teach you something. Go and search for this man who knows more than you. And Musa said, look at his humility. Right? He didn't say, oh God, I'm the messenger. You understand? You put me here. And you're telling me someone else who's not a messenger is... No, he said, oh God, where is he? If I have to travel 80 years, literally the term in Arabic is 80 years, which means a very long period of time till I find him, I'll go, search for 100 years. It doesn't matter. I'll do it. So he undertakes a journey and eventually finds him. Right? And then when he finds him, the man says what to him? Musa says, can I join you? Because he understood, he saw the signs of that man, that this is the man. He says, please, can I join you in your journey? I want to learn. What did he tell him in response? Innaka, go ahead.
You won't be patient.
Exactly. Innaka lan tastati'a ma'iya sabra. He said, you will never be patient. Why is that? Here's the reason. It's our lives. Because when you see things that are difficult, you're going to question them. They're going to overwhelm you. And you're not going to be patient because you don't see the big picture. Similar to the story of Yusuf. I think the story of Yusuf should be your barometer in life. Whenever you're struggling with not understanding, think, okay, triumph at the end. I just don't see it. You're being demanded to trust right now. And walk the steps. Being steered just as the air is around you. You're breathing it and you're living it. Allah's present and He's above analogy. Make sense? Can you trust in that? He says to him, no, I swear I will be patient. He says, you're not going to be patient. He says, please take me, I'll be patient. He says, then don't ask me a single question. What happens? They go on a ship. What happens? The Khidr, literally imagine you're going with this man, innocent people have allowed you to go on the ship, and what does the guy do? He takes some kind of a whatever hammer and starts knocking on the floor of the ship till he punctures a hole in it. Can you imagine Musa? It's like, what kind of a good man is this? Innocent people allow us on a ship, and what do you reward them with? You puncture a hole in the ship? Question. What did he tell him to do? Don't ask me a question. You're going to see things that appear illogical to you, appear evil, but they have purpose. Don't ask me. What did Musa do? First violation. Why? I'm reminded of my children. Why did this happen? Why did you do that? What did he answer him with? Did he explain? He said, didn't I tell you not to ask me questions? What did Musa say? Oops. Yeah, I'm sorry. I should not have asked your question. Please, let me continue the journey. He says, okay, on one condition. Don't do what? Don't ask me questions. They proceed in the journey. They come upon a city. He finds a young boy. What does he do to the boy? He kills him. What does Musa do? Are you crazy? You just killed the boy, right? What does Khidr to tell him? Shakes his head at him. He's like, didn't you just promise me or not ask me a question? You mean you signed up to go on this journey to learn, and here you are questioning again? He says, this is the last time I ask you. And then he put a condition himself. If I ask you again, what should you do? Don't accompany me. He says, dear, don't ask me again. They enter into a city. And the people of the city happen to be very mean people, not hospitable. And it was the custom at the time to be hospitable to the passerby. People will come into your home, into your city, you should welcome them, give them some drink. The people of the city refused to give them drink, any help, no hospitality, nothing. Musa was angry. What does Khidr do? He looks around in the city and he finds this wall that is about to fall. What does he do to it? He says, let's go fix that wall. And he reconstructs the wall to make sure that it doesn't fall. What happens to Musa? It's like, you must be crazy. Why did you do that? These people were very mean and unwelcoming, and you just went and helped them out. What did the Khidr do? He says, this is the end of the journey with you. You don't learn your lessons. Then he said to him, let me teach you and tell you the reasons why these things have happened. Go back and visit it. It's your story, brothers and sisters. He says, as for the ship, the reason I punctured it is because of what? Because there was an oppressing king who's seizing the ships in the sea. And he's looking for the good ships. So I made a little hole in the ship that doesn't allow it to sink. But it's enough to render it to make a flaw in the ship. So that when the king comes into the ship and sees this, he says, I'm not interested in this ship. So the act of puncturing was actually what? An act to do what to the ship? Save the ship. Because it belonged to poor people. So he actually ended up saving their ship for them and their livelihood by something that appeared to be what? To the observer, evil. As for the boy, because remember, Khidr was actually granted even the status of a messenger of God. And he was granted access to the unseen, some of the unseen knowledge of Allah, some, right? That's a bestowal on him that people didn't see. He said, the child, I killed him because if he had grown, he would have turned into somebody evil for his parents. Now, of course, we don't go around killing people thinking, by the way, he's going to become a bad adult when he grows up. We don't do this. This is a special case of someone endowed that God picked as a messenger, right? It's something supernatural, beyond us, and it transcends our laws and experiences. He says, the reason is I did this again is to save him and save his parents, right? Because he would have grown up to become a rebellious child. You didn't see him. So I actually ended up saving the child because he doesn't have to become that person. And his parents are saved the misery. You didn't see this, did you? Third, the people that have, the city that I've helped, whose wall I helped reconstruct, who knows the reason? It was a wall that belonged to who? 2 orphans. their father passed away. And underneath the wall was what? Treasure. Right? And they were going to inherit that. But they were not strong enough. And if the wall had fallen, what would have happened to the treasure? The people of the city were what?
Greedy.
Very mean and greedy people. They would have seen the treasure and did what? Seized it. And the children would have essentially been robbed of their property. So he said, I made it strong enough. Look at the timing. Latif. He said, I made it strong enough such that by the time they reach adulthood, what would happen to it? It would actually crumble. They would find out about the treasure because they didn't know. SubhanAllah. So it was time. He made it strong enough to last a few more years only. And then it would collapse and they would find their own treasure, but they would be strong enough to defend themselves and claim it for themselves. He says this is the explanation of the things that you're impatient over. The amazing thing is that the scholars say the 3 experiences that Musa has seen that he was impatient with, he himself experienced in his life. Who can tell me how? And inshallah we'll begin the question.